Sweden in February, a country that knows how to live with the hardship and the beauty of winter. And when the snow packs the roads and the lakes freeze over, nothing stops. Instead, the sport gets even faster. Grandstand, amid the lakes and forests of the Värmland in central Sweden, is starting point for the Swedish rally after Monte Carlo, round 2 of the World Rally Championship. A particular starting point for the Ford Motor Company, returning to the World Championship for the first time in 6 years with their stunning new car, the Group B RS200. After a battle against the clock to produce the 200 cars required for qualification, the British team had spent sleepless nights making sure they were ready for Sweden. With 2 cars in the hands of Kalle Grundle and the acknowledged master of the Swedish rally, Stig Blomqvist, they appeared more than ready. The team that took the manufacturer's title in 1979 in the days of the Escort were back with a very different-looking car, but Peter Ashcroft, competitions manager in '79, aims to be a winner again.
It's not an evolution car like everybody else is running. It's our basic Group B car, which we've made 200 of. We're fairly confident. We've done quite a lot of testing, and as you know, we got the homologation finally sorted on the 30th of January, and that has meant a lot of work for the Borum mechanics in getting the vans ready, the service vehicles ready, and getting the cars ready. We got the cars over here on Sunday. We've done a little bit of testing just to make sure they were all right, and we've been setting up gearboxes and spares and things like that.
A British team, but no British drivers, so why the decision to go for Grundle and Blomqvist?
We chose Stig. He was obviously a world champion and one of the best there is, and Kalle to support him as the number 2. But above all, we want winners, and I think with Scandinavians we've got that. I should be very happy if we can finish in the first 3, and I think we can do that.
Meanwhile, Lancia were testing up to the very last minute. The car had a debut win on the RAC and followed it up with victory on the Monte Carlo. And chief engineer Giorgio Pianta hasn't stopped smiling since.
Allen and Toivonen tell me car is very good, it's no problem. Tires, a new tire Pirelli is the first time I have tested this tire very narrow. It's very good, and I hope this all things is good after tomorrow because this is important.
The other British challengers, Austin Rover with the Metro 6R4, were hopeful rather than confident. Tony Pond was missing Sweden to concentrate on preparations for Portugal, so the full works backing was behind Malcolm Wilson.
Well, it's going to be difficult taking the Swedes on their own ground, really, isn't it, for a start-off? But I think the big thing is just finding out how much grip and everything you can actually get out of full snow tyres on forest tracks. It's quite incredible, you know, it's probably equivalent to the English summer. But obviously there's some stages which now they're quite tricky. They're through to the gravel, and if you get out of the ruts now, it makes it very, very tricky. It's also very high speed here as well, which, you know, is a problem. You know, you can't get the chance to sort of just wreck you at that sort of speed, and on the event, you know, going twice the speed, obviously a different thing happens to the car.
The first leg of the rally featured 11 special stages, and it was Blomqvist, the 7 times winner of the Swedish, first down the frozen roads in the new RS200. fastest by far was an angry world champion, Timo Salonen, in the Peugeot. Salonen was upset at suggestions that he'd settled for second place on the Monte Carlo. His reply, a masterly display that left the opposition trailing. Marco Alén, another man with something to prove. He's had to watch teammate Henri Toivonen win twice in the Lancia, so Alén was desperate for a good finish. Juha Kankkunen, only his second outing in the Peugeot and his first Swedish rally. But Kankkunen had won the Safari at his first attempt, and he could do the same on the snow and ice. Just ahead of Kankkunen, third fastest on this first stage, Henri Toivonen. Winner of the RAC, winner of the Monte Carlo, Toivonen was on a hat-trick. Austin Rover gave semi-work support to Per Eklund in the Clarion Metro. His rally would last just one more stage before the engine blew. Kalle Grundle was lying 6th in the second RS200, despite the odd missed gear. Malcolm Wilson also seemed to have gear selection problems. Then on the third stage, the Metro's gearbox failed.
I think we were about 5 or 6 kilometres into the stage and we tried to select fourth gear and there was nothing there. And I thought that something had broken the main transmission. I tried fifth gear, nothing. But I went into third gear and we had third gear, so we continued the last 12 kilometres of the stage in third gear. And now we're changing the gearbox. We only had emergency service here, which was, you know, was what we expected, but we've had to bring a gearbox from another service area, so that's took a bit of time. But we've lost about 40 seconds on that stage, and we might incur some road penalties now, but we'll just have to keep on trying.
Wilson's ambition, a place in the top 3 which would give him A seeding, seemed a distant hope as the problems mounted.
For the slave cylinder? Did you put them back
With time short, Wilson and co-driver Nigel Harris are getting anxious.
Mal, can you do it without a clutch?
Yeah, all right, yeah. Can you go without the tunnel cover on? That's the clutch stop in your door, all right?
Sure again.
The problems are about to hit the other front runners